like, are there any like big mistakes that you made in the beginning that you would tell someone not to make?
It's a funny thing to say no. I probably made 800. They're just they're so irrelevant. I think the biggest mistake not to make is to not invest in your business. Too many people start a service business and the money they make, they use to pay for their lifestyle when they're still in the beginning. Right. I didn't buy $27 martinis. Mm-hmm. That's the fatal flaw of a young business, not putting money back into business. The number one flaw is not hiring somebody as fast as possible because you're spending that money on the night on the town, whether that's expensive coffee or Ubers or actually nights on the town because you're young and you want to, but what you're doing is you're not feeding your business, you know? Right. You may be feeding your insecurities, you might be feeding your vanity, you might be feeding a needed break here and there, but too many people waste money that the business is bringing to them on themselves instead of feeding the business. How many $1,000 clients do you have?
So, 6.
Perfect, so you have 6 1,000s paying you $1,000 a month and 2 4,500s, right? Mm-hmm, yeah. On the 6 1,000s, think about this. If you go to all of them and say, how long is your contract with them?
Usually 6 months.
Great. If you give them the preview now, if you go to 3 of them, 3 of the 6.
Right.
And you say, hey, just to give you an FYI, when we're up, given how much demand I have, I just want to be forthcoming, I need to bring you up to 4,000 a month, 4,500, 3,000, but at least 3,000 with the 3. If one of them say yes, you've paid for the other 2 saying no and them leaving.
Right, yeah.
If 2 of them say yes, and by taking 3 of the 6, you're not putting yourself in a bad spot that you're losing 6,000 a month. So the first thing you should do immediately is take the 3 of the 6 that you currently have that are going the best, and tell them that when I want to give you as much time as possible, Sally, Ricky, and Johnny, that when this expires, I need to take you to 3,500, 4,000, or 4,500 a month. So I want to give you time to be prepared if you need to do something else.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. It makes me nervous because like they fought me on like the 1,000 a month.
Well,
you know?
Well, did all 6 fight you on 1,000 a month?
Yeah.
Good. Well, here's the good news. The good news is they just might be good at negotiating.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When I go to a garage sale and someone has something for $23 and I offer $2, if they say yes, that's up to them, but I would have paid 15. Mm-hmm. They might have fought you for 1,000, but in the back of their mind, they might have been willing to go to 2,500. But now you're going on offense and saying, I'm 3,000, or we're not gonna work together. If you do that right now, think about the worst case scenario. You only took 3 people. They could all tell you to go fuck yourself. You still are gonna work with them. They could even fire you the next day. Sure, you lost 3,000, but if you think about it, there's so much more upside than downside for you. Plus, you're also producing content on LinkedIn and TikTok to create more leads that may lead to people from day one paying you 3,000 to 5,000. You have to go on the offense on this.
Yeah, no, and I definitely undersell myself. Like I always, because they're so reactive to $1,000, I'm like, am I too expensive? But I'm pretty sure I'm very cheap considering like industry standard.
Yeah, I mean, look, there is no industry standards on like social media, social, like 1,000, 500, 50,000, like it can run the gamut. This becomes a game of letting yourself focus on fear versus optimism. Instead of saying, I'm gonna lose, you're talking about 6 clients.
Right.
There's 66 trillion clients out there, Maris.
I know.
So you need to really get focused. I'm telling you, I'm not giving you fluffy macro ideas. I'm giving you exactly what I would do. You have 6 clients paying you 1,000. You want all of them to get to 3, 4, 5,000. You take 3 of them, the 3 best ones that are going right now, in your opinion, and you send them an email and set up a phone call and you tell them, I want to give you as much time as possible. Some of them might, since they sound like they're 6-monthers, some might be expiring in 2 months, some might be 3 months. I'm giving you as much time as possible. I'm getting too much demand. My business is evolving.
Yeah.
And I want to give you the preview that's gonna be $3,000 a month if you want to continue with me at the end of the contract. And I really appreciate you. And so I want to help you find someone else if that's not in the cards, but I'd love to continue to work with you.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like even my clients, sometimes they'll say they're not happy with me, but they continue to work with me and.
Right, because because clients, rightfully, because they're doing what's right for their business, sometimes will complain as negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
You just have to get in your mind that you're okay with giving up these $3,000 a month. Because you may lose them anyway at the end, anyway.
Right.
You might lose it anyway, but you're gonna learn a lot from the process of telling 3 clients you're going from 1,000 to 4,000.
Right. No, that makes sense. And then like in terms of like getting new clients and like setting expectations, I do think I've gotten better at it, but I feel like, clients come to me and they expect the world, and I can't give them that, in 2 months.
You just can't bullshit. We do it all the time at Vayner. We're like, look, we're good, but we're not fucking the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Like you can't, for $2,000 in 2 months, you can't get a local barbershop 600 new clients.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty upfront with people, and I think that's why they like working with me, because I'm just honest.
Yeah, at your level, and it's the biggest mistake people make when they have a service business that is getting paid a little, and when they're building up, they overpromise because they want the money so much, but then they're gonna lose the client and it's gonna be ruined anyway. You're better off them all saying no than saying yes to bullshit.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. I have no online presence, and I'm sure that's not good, right?
Well, I don't think there's a game of good or not good. I think it's a missed opportunity for you to get inbound emails saying, I'd like to work with you. If you make a TikTok right now saying, this is a trend I'm seeing on TikTok that small businesses could take advantage of, and you have your email and your website linked in your bio, it's gonna be a lot easier to tell people that are paying you $1,000 that they need to pay you $4,000 when you have 17 new business calls on Tuesday.
Right. No, that's true.
So do I believe it is a missed opportunity? Yes, I believe it is a missed opportunity. What content should you make? On LinkedIn and TikTok specifically, I think you'll find very fruitful opportunities. Facebook Reels as well is exploding. YouTube Shorts as well. Use the same content everywhere, which I hate, but when you're a one-woman show, you might have to do that at first, where you can maybe change the copy that's associated with the video, but put out things that you're seeing in the marketplace. It's what I'm doing right now. I'm telling you that Facebook Reels are exploding.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I knew of you because of all the content you put out.
Yeah, it's the meta of this entire conversation, right? I think you should. I think you should. It's how you get more clients.
I know. Like, I'm definitely uncomfortable on video, but I'm sure I just have to, like, with practice, I'll get better at it.
Yeah, and don't forget, your words are what matters. Plus, you can come up with a gimmick, right? Like, I've been waiting for somebody to marshmallow it in social media advice. Like, literally wear an emoji over their face and be like the social media content whisperer, and she or he can have a big business because people are like people would think about how people would get it. If you're making good content where you've got like a mask or a helmet or a filter but you're actually willing to do business with people, like how much fun they would have in the first few minutes of the meeting just talking about like, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. Like, I was curious what you look like. Like, it almost puts you on third base to close the deal.
No,
the masked expert. And by the way, back to expert. Speak like you're an enthusiast, not an expert. Expertise positioning is very, very, very dangerous for a lot of people because it leads them to imposter syndrome and insecurity. You don't need to be an expert, you need to be a practitioner. That's what you do, that's what I do, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, social changes every day, like you can't even.
I'm aware.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Would you have, like, are there any like big mistakes that you made in the beginning that you would tell someone not to make?
It's a funny thing to say no. I probably made 800. They're so irrelevant. I think the biggest mistake not to make is to not invest in your business. Too many people start a service business and the money they make, they use to pay for their lifestyle when they're still in the beginning. Right. I didn't buy $27 martinis. Mm-hmm. That's the fatal flaw of a young business, not putting money back into business. The number one flaw is not hiring somebody as fast as possible because you're spending that money on the night on the town, whether that's expensive coffee or Ubers or actually nights on the town because you're young and you want to, but what you're doing is you're not feeding your business, you know?
Right.
You may be feeding your insecurities, you might be feeding your vanity, you might be feeding a needed break here and there, but too many people waste money that the business is bringing to them on themselves instead of feeding the business.